The bigger, more contentious issue is economics. And basically, the two sides are at loggerheads. The union is saying, hey, we have a deal. We made a deal in March to accept prorated salaries for the 2020 season if it's shortened. So half the season, you get half your salary. Baseball is saying, no, that agreement basically gave us the right to negotiate again, to revisit this entire matter, if indeed it was not economically feasible to play without fans. And baseball is saying it is not economically feasible to play without fans. So you have these two sides entrenched in their positions, and at some point they're going to have to come off them and they're going to have to negotiate. Otherwise, they're looking at the doomsday scenario, which is, of course, no season and massive losses for the club and no salaries other than that $170 million they initially received for the players.
Fair or not, if it does come to that worst case scenario, does, at least in the eyes of the public, the blame fall on the players?
Well, depending how this all plays out, Chris, obviously, if the players refuse to negotiate, for instance, then I imagine, yes, the public would blame the players. But really, if a negotiation falls apart, the blame goes to both sides. And the reason why it's unthinkable is that this sport cannot go dark for 18 months, cannot basically refuse to get back on the field over economic reasons in the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of this national economic crisis. It would be a horrible look for everyone involved. Everyone involved knows it. So from a public relations standpoint, from a financial standpoint, from the standpoint of the position of your sport in this society, you've got to play. That's why I expect an agreement to take place.
So you do. You sound optimistic. And I would think that, let's take the economics first, Canty, that something is better than nothing. And look, we've all made sacrifices from every business and operation work level. And don't you think at the end of the day that's what will bring an agreement?
Not sure what's going to bring an agreement, Chris. It's that contentious right now. But yes, obviously, from both sides' perspectives, if you're the owners, playing is better than not playing. You don't lose as much money. You have revenue that you don't have right now. And from the player's perspective, the same. The difference between the sides is that the players' careers are finite. They are guys that average, 3 to 5 years in the major leagues. Their earning power exists only in those years, where the owners have more time to recover, more time to recoup losses, and, of course, the resale value of their clubs. So for the players, in a sense, I know the money is not the same as far as what is at stake, but they have a lot at stake as well.
And you said within the next week, critical stage. So what's the next step?
I expect ugliness for the next week. I expect a lot of noise and a lot of back and forth.
And public, it'll be out there for the public to hear.
A lot of doomsday talk, but ultimately, again, I just don't believe either side can afford not to play. The sport cannot afford to be dark for essentially 18 months and still have it standing in our society. It's just not going to work unless they play.
For the best access, perspective, and personalities in all of sports, follow us at Fox Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.